for the miracles, wondrous to behold. Thankful for the morning, thankful for the afternoon, thankful for the evening, nighttime blessed by you. Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Leolam Va'ed, Leolam Va'ed, forever, 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 Leolam Va'ed. Modim אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, ואימותינו. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, ואימותינו. לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, ואימותינו. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, ואימותינו. Thankful for our lives, thankful for our souls, thankful for the miracles, wondrous to behold. Thankful for the morning, thankful for the afternoon, thankful for the evening, nighttime blessed by you. Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. Leolam Va'ed.
Oh, I forgot we got Leah. All right. Cool. We have a microphone. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Well, we are very glad to have you all here. We're going to begin by singing Hine Ma Tov, how good it is that we can gather together and celebrate moments of joy.
Shavet achim gam yahad, hine matov umanayim. Shavet achim gam yahad, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yahad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yahad. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We want to welcome you to Erev Shabbat services, where we are going to dedicate our new piano and celebrate. There it is. Ooh, I like this idea. And celebrate. No, okay, that's it. The prayerful intersection between Judaism and the music of the soul. There's an old story, a famous story, told by the Baal Shem Tov, who is considered to be the father of Hasidic Judaism. The story that you may know goes that there was once a Jewish farmer who used to pray in the synagogue of the Baal Shem Tov on the high holidays. The farmer was a simple man, barely able to recite Hebrew prayers. One year he came for Yom Kippur, and he also brought his son. As little as the father knew, the son knew even less. The young boy, being a shepherd, always carried a flute with him. He loved to play while the sheep were grazing. Without his father's knowledge, the boy had brought the flute with him to synagogue. The Baal Shem Tov and everyone else were reciting the Yom Kippur prayers with enthusiasm and emotion. The fervor and holiness of the day were in the air, and the boy, not able to read, yet feeling his desire to express his joy and holiness to God, decided to play the flute for God. When his father noticed him taking out the flute, he quickly rebuked him. "It's prohibited to play this on the holy day, and especially in the synagogue of the Baal Shem Tov. How dare you desecrate it?" Later on that day, as the congregation was finishing the final Ne'ilah prayers, the boy's desire to express his joy and connection to God became even stronger. So this time, he took out his flute and let out a strong sound. Everyone was shocked. Everyone's eyes turned towards him. Some even wanted to lead the boy out of the synagogue for desecrating the holy day. The boy's father didn't know where to bury himself out of shame, but it was too late. But then the Baal Shem Tov approached the boy and actually thanked him. To his amazement and to the amazement of all the people there, the Baal Shem Tov said, "The sincerity and joy and pure intentions with which this boy blew his flute made a great impression in heaven. It accomplished more than our prayers. In fact, all of our prayers were elevated and reached their desired location because of the result of the sound that came out of this boy's heart." Sometimes the complexity of words gets in the way of our prayers. Sometimes a melody can elevate us higher than we imagined, can capture and stir our emotions. Our beloved Jewish music composer, Debbie Friedman of blessed memory, used to say, "When words can no longer express our joy and gratitude, we turn to music." It says in Psalm 150, "Praise God with blasts of shofar, with the harp and lyre and timbrel and dance and lute and pipe and resounding cymbals and loud crashing cymbals. Let every human being praise God." And if it would have been around back then, the Kauai grand piano would be on that list as well. So as we start Shabbat tonight with gratitude for the fortunate, that we are so fortunate to be able to have these beautiful instruments in our sanctuary, and also people whose melodies help us soar to the new highest heights. At the same time, we want to acknowledge that on this Shabbat, many of us are finding ourselves feeling a bit lost and as if the world is perhaps crumbling around us. There's a lot of pain. All the more so tonight do we turn to our tradition and our melodies to lift up our souls when we need it most, to help us find light and joy in some dark and troubling times. May these melodies and this beautiful piano continue to enhance our worship experience for many, many years in this sanctuary. In a moment, we are going to welcome Marcy and Dr. Jonathan Schaefer, whose generosity made it possible for us to have this beautiful piano here in the sanctuary. The Schaefers are generous also with their souls, with their goodness and their voices, and we're so grateful to have you both and your kids as part of the TBS community. We're going to invite Marcy and Jonathan to sing Sabbath Prayer from Fiddler on the Roof as one of the ways that we will welcome Shabbat together. So I'll invite you to come on up. And you're going to notice a number of piano players, a number of pianists are going to be playing this evening, and we are inviting Mary first.
May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's ways.
May God bless you and grant you long
May the Lord fulfill our Sabbath prayer for you. May God make you good mothers and
you
wives.
husbands who will care for you.
May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear
I know we don't applaud in synagogue, but we'll do one of these. It's so beautiful. Thanks for helping elevate Shabbat with that, guys. So nice. And we're going to invite Wendy and Steve Cohn to light our candles tonight, and we're thanking you in advance for the lovely oneg that we are all going to enjoy later on. And we'll be doing that downstairs in the social hall after the service. If you want to hear that voice again, come to High Holiday services and hear Wendy chant Torah. Just signed you up in front of everybody, so sorry for that. Let's read together on page 3 if you have a Siddur, or you can use the words on the screen. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and into our lives. We're going to continue with Lecha Dodi as we welcome Shabbat. You can find that on page 20 or up here on the screen. When we get to the last verse, by the way, we'll all rise and face the entrance to the room to welcome the Sabbath bride.
Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei pehei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. La l'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei pehei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shemor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu echad meyuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la hadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, l'chu v'nelcha, ki makor habaracha, merosh mikedem nesucha. Tzva aseh b'makshavat, la hadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva ari, kumi ari, uri, shitabari. Kavod Adonai Allah yiknik la hadodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'cha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
I'll ask everyone to please rise.
Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala. Gam b'simcha u'v'tzor, tokemoni om segula. Boi chala, Nate, are you finished? Arkady, are you finished? L'cha do di likrat likrakala b'nei panei Shabbat nekavela. L'cha do di likrat likrakala b'nei panei Shabbat nekavela. La l'cha do di likrat likrakala b'nei panei Shabbat nekavela. L'cha do di likrat likrakala b'nei panei Shabbat Nikabala.
Yay, you may be seated. And that's Nate Terry, who is a concert pianist and also our tech guy a lot of the weeks that we have here. And Mary's going to play The Girl with the Flaxen Hair. We'll invite you to please rise as we turn towards the Baruch Hu. You can find that on page 28 or up here on the screen.
La 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 Baruch Hu Adonai v'amevara le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Lai lai lai, lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai.
You may be seated. Let's join together on page 30, or up here on the screen. We'll do this first half in Hebrew and then in English. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Amen. We continue with the song Listen.
If you are lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all of your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all that chatter that gets in the way, and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen.
We'll ask you to please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Shem kavod, malachuto leolam ad. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God.
You may be seated, and we'll continue with singing together Mi Chamocha, our prayer of joy and redemption. And we'll invite Angelo to continue with playing of our new piano.
Mocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nadar b'kodesh. Nor tahilot o seifele, nor tahilot o seifele, Adonai yimlok le'olam vad. Yai lai lai, yai la lai, la la lai, la 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 lai, yai la lai, la la lai, la lai lai, yai la lai, la la lai, la 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 lai, yai la lai, la la lai, la la lai, ya la 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 lai.
Thank you, Angelo, and we're going to continue with a musical interpretation of the Red Sea parting, and we are lucky enough to not only have Nate playing this piece, but it's a piece that you also composed, so we're in for a real treat. Please enjoy. Thank you so much, Nate. We're going to continue in singing Vishamru. If you have a prayer book, that's on page 44 or whatever may be, or right here on the screen. I'm excited to invite up Orlai to continue playing our piano for us.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. Your turn.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובני ישראל, ביני ובני ישראל, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
לדורותם
ברית העולם.
We'll continue now with our Amidah prayers, beginning with Adonai Sifatai. I'd like to invite you, if you are able, to please rise.
Adonai Sifatai tiftachu fi yadi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Yisrael Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol HaTarav le'Hoshi'ah. V'chakel Hayim b'chesed, Mekaye hako berakamim rabim, so make noflim verofe holim, umatir asurim, umekaye emunato, lishene afar, michamocha ba'agivurot, umidomela. Melech me'mid u'mechayeh u'matzmi akishua v'ne'eman atal chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai v'chayeh hakol.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated, and we'll continue with a few moments of silent prayer. You can use words on pages 54 to 60 or whatever may be in your heart this Shabbat evening.
Shalom b'Rama, u'asa shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael,
Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about the history of our new piano. Yeah, so I'd like to invite up Orlay Alonso to share a little bit of the history behind our new piano.
Together with everybody, with all this great musicians. This is amazing. It's a fun time to play this awesome piano that has had a very long life with me. So I'm very happy that it's now going to continue its life with you. This piano was with me in New York when I lived there, when I went to school, when I studied in New York. I also lived in New Haven and would come back to New York, and this piano was the piano that I practiced to go to play at Carnegie Hall, the piano I played to practice and get my master's degree, the piano I practiced to get my doctorate degree here at Ohio State too. So this piano has definitely been with me all of my life in the United States. This is my baby in the United States, because the piano that we had in Cuba could not come with us. We came with only what was in our backpack. So this is more than my family. So I'm very sad to see it leave my home, but I'm very happy that it has found a new beautiful home, a new place to be, since it has served so much of my time. It wasn't just a piano to entertain at home or a piano to just play with friends and do chamber music. No, this is the piano where I pretty much learned everything that I was doing. I practiced my Beethoven, my Mozart, my Bach, my Spanish music on this. So this piano really helped me get better as a performer, get better as a musician, and really grow. I taught so much on this piano too, so it's got plenty of kids that have played it. Great, all of my roommates and performers from New York have played this piano, so to me it's a very, very special instrument that has helped me not so much perform at home, but really connect with people, really be able to communicate. It's the time that we have alone what really makes us do some great things when I'm on the spot and performing with you. So I did not have to rehearse or practice on this piano in order to get acquainted with it like all of you had to do. So I had the upper hand there because I know every single register of it, how the pedal works, what colors it can create. So more history of that piano itself. When I bought it in New York, it said it was from its serial number that was from the 80s, so 1980s. Between 80 to 85 was the serial number. It didn't give you a specific date of creation. It is a Kawai, which is a Japanese maker. And more recently, you could almost confuse now Boston from Steinway with a Kawai, because Steinway has made Kawai their Boston maker. So every new Steinway-style piano that is the Boston is made by Kawai in the Japanese factory. All of the grands are from Japan. The uprights are from Indonesia. So it's still, imagine that Steinway would say, trust Kawai to make their pianos abroad, because it was getting too expensive to have the Steinway grands being accessible to a student. If I wanted to buy, I couldn't afford to buy a Steinway when I came from Cuba. Who can afford a $50,000 to $100,000 piano as a student? Nobody. So that's why Steinway decided, let me go and partner up with a great manufacturer and make great pianos. So it does have some differences with the Kawai and the Steinway, especially the patented things that come with a Steinway, like the extra metal rods that come here that hold the soundboard in a different position. But all of the other things that are now public domain, the patents that are not, illegal for them to use, then can be used in the Kawais too. So the Kawais have grown too, incredibly, and the Shigeru Kawais are more expensive almost than the regular Steinways too. So they have also become makers of incredible instruments. So I'm really happy that now this piano, my baby, has a home here. I had gotten a Steinway at home. That's why it left my home. My wife is here, and I was so happy when I had two, one facing each other in the living room, like every pianist's dreams to be able to teach at home. But then she said, and what happens to our living room now? And which was the same thing when we moved together in New York. She said, wait, you and who is moving in? When I moved in that piano in our one-bedroom New York apartment, the piano was the living room, pretty much. So definitely, she won that battle. But no, I was never expecting to leave it, to let it go, never. And Gail came to my house and said, well, actually, she asked me, hey, the Temple is looking for a piano. We're trying to find out what we can find. I said, okay, let's go together. I'm happy to help. Let's go to Graves. Let's ask around, see who's getting a piano that they're getting rid of and donating, or who's moving to a retirement community and can't take their amazing pianos. So we went and listened to, I played a million pianos at Graves. We played Steinways, we played Bosendorfers, we played Pleyels. Every piano they had there, we tried it. And then we were, okay, we'll think about it. Then she came to my house for a rehearsal or for something. She was at my house, and it's like, oh, the two pianos. I was showing her my new piano and how happy I was with the new Steinway I had gotten. And she's like, okay, play that one, play this and play that. Would you be willing to let go of that one? I was like, wait, what? I was like, she totally caught me on the spot. I was like, no. I was like, no. And then after talking with the wife and doing a little neck turning from my wife, loosening it up, she was like, maybe it is time to let it go. Maybe it is time to have it find a new home, that it could be as loved as it was with you. So I'm very happy to the Schaefrens that they have been willing to help and get it here too for you so that you can enjoy it. Anything you want to add? Gail, are you sure? Is that good? Does that qualify? You need more history on the creation of the piano. It was built out of wood. No, I'm kidding. By hand. All right, so then we can play. I'll be happy to play then 3 selections. Right? I play now or not yet?
I do want to add one thing.
Come on.
So when we went to Graves, this man with no music, Martha, you know this. I mean, she has a million pieces in her head, Mary, and afterwards, people were talking and talking and talking. Did you hear Orlai? Orlai Alonso was here at Graves, and they were so excited.
Well, we had a lot of fun playing all those pianos. She definitely made me work trying all those pianos, but it's work that I love and enjoy. Well, now enjoy 3 selections. So I'll play El Puerto by Isaac Albeniz, which is the seaport, and I chose it because it's got the Spanish, gypsy, Sephardic melodies in it. And then the next one is Manuel de Falla. It's a little prayer, so it's almost like a meditation that I put in there. And then the third one will be my Cuban Spanish piece by Ernesto Lecuona, so a Cuban composer, the composer of Malagueña, the really famous Spanish piece. But this one is Gitanerías, which is also a gypsy Spanish piece. I hope you enjoy all 3 of them.
Thank you so much, Orlai, for sharing the history of the piano, your tremendous personal connection to it, and of course, your beautiful, beautiful playing. We are so privileged to have the piano as its second home, its next home, and of course, you'll be able to come back and play anytime, hopefully very soon. We are so lucky. Thank you so much. We'll now move to our Misha Berach prayer as we think of all those who are in need of healing of body, of mind, and of spirit. And for those of us who may be feeling dismayed and broken this evening, may our Misha Berach prayer also help us find some sense of comfort, of hope, and resolve. This evening, we're thinking of many in our community who are in need of healing. We're thinking of Catherine Adler, Marcia Ames, Marilyn Altman, Lynn Adams, Deborah Belford, Barbara Belford, Marjorie Block, Paul Branson, Lee Boudin, Jack Cashman, Roger Chirp, Dan Kristen, Dorothy Collins, Lily Kovitz, Adrian Crawford, Rick Crawford, Gary Dicker, Tony Diegler, Carrie Ebert, Sylvia Eckstein, Elaine Ellick, Michael Fiorelli, Rachel Fish, B. Gardner, Olivia Glick, Rachel Goldman Mosley, Jimmy Green, David Haas, Jamie Grace Cash, Don Kerb, Peter Levy, Barb Lucas, Angel Marrero, Fred Martin, Richard McGarvey, Minna Melton, Howard Miller, Caleb Moses. We're thinking of Dick Nettleman, Robert Oakley, Nick Parisi, Merle Perlow, Susanna Parrott, Aaron Phelan, Ian Phillips, Rashi Prestowski, Ed Radin, Jessica Rathkopf, Cindy Ravitsky. We're thinking of William J. Rees, Arnold Reamer, Barry Richmond, Zachary Rowe, Irving Rose, David Russell, Rolf Sauer, Marty Schuster, Amina Davsela, Sherry Silverman, Yehudit Bat Simcha, Richard Schur, Jonah Snyder, Ruth Ann Stewart, Pam Storer, Lou Supowitz, Joyce Schwartzman, Robert Weiss, Randy Cohen Weinstock. If there's someone whom you're thinking of for healing this evening, I invite you to say their name either aloud or in your heart. For them and for all those in need of healing, we'll sing together our Misha Berach prayer on page 253 or on our screens.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
We'll turn now to our concluding prayers, beginning with Bayom Hahu, as we invite up Mark Gracio and our band to help lead us. getting warmed up. All right. So we'll welcome Mark and our Shaban to lead us in Bayom HaHu. As we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish for Kaddish Yatom, I invite you, if you are able, to please rise. As we recall those whom we've lost in the last 30 days and those whom we are remembering, who we lost at this season in years past. We first remember those from whom we're observing Shloshim: Harvey Augenbrown, Jim Rubenstein, Susan Shermer, and Beverly Wall. And we also recall with those whom we are observing Yahrzeit: Florence Abramson, Mark Anderson, Louis Apotheker, Oscar Bain, Fred Berg, Carl Blotner, Alvin Burek, Nathaniel Goldstick, Arthur Hirsch, Sylvia Kaufman, Marion Koppelman, Jacqueline Robbins, Sandra Rossio, James Sachs, Sheila Seed, Harry Singer, Stanley Wasserstrom, Blanche Weiler, H. Steve Siegfried, and Betty Goldstick. I want to ask if there's anyone whom you are remembering this evening, either a Yahrzeit or your Shloshim, or someone who simply in your heart, you're welcome to say their name aloud or in your heart. For them, for those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, and for all those who are a blessing to humanity, we'll recite Mourner's Kaddish together, page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chirute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh, v'yit adar v'yit alev v'yit halal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. O say shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We say zichronam livracha, may each of their memories be for a blessing. Amen. You may be seated, and like to invite up one of our presidents, Mindy. Is Mindy?
We're calling up Mindy Egan for one of her last weekends as co-president of the congregation. Let's see, no, this is the last weekend.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Yes, all right. She's got some pep in her step. Yes, yes, there.
I think this is probably the first time that I've been president,
true,
in 2 years of COVID, that I've actually made any announcements. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Mindy Egan, and I am the co-president of Temple Beth Shalom. And really so excited actually to be able to make these announcements this evening, because I have known the Schaefers for a very long time. So it's such an honor to be able to do that and formally say thank you. So in the words of the great musical sage, Stevie Wonder, in his song, Sir Duke, he sings, "Music is a world within itself, with a language we will all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands." So on behalf of my co-president, Mike Griffiton, our board, our rabbis, and the staff of TBS, I want to especially thank you both, Jonathan and Marcy, for your wonderful generosity. As you can all see in tonight's program, Jonathan and Marcy have a long-standing love for the arts and especially for music. And because of you, Jonathan and Marcy, we are so blessed as a TBS community because we will have beautiful music played by wonderful musicians for decades to come. And we are so grateful. And I'd like to thank all, I don't have everybody's name, but I'd like to thank all of the wonderful musicians who will perform and have performed this evening. Thank you, especially Orlai and Arkady, and of course, Gail Rose, who just did a phenomenal job. I know how hard you worked to kind of orchestrate this amazing experience this evening. Gail said to me, the piano is going to be a part of every group that uses the piano in our service. And that was a huge undertaking, and we are so grateful to you, and we look forward to having our Shari Onim choir also sing with this wonderful piano. So I know that our congregation, because of all of this, will long continue our reputation for being the singing congregation in Columbus, Ohio. We'd also like to invite you to join us on Sunday at 10 a.m. For our 2022 annual meeting. Please have a bagel, listen to the leadership recap for 2021-2022 as we look ahead to 2022-2023 under the leadership of our new president, Evan Dubrow. And lastly, we have a wonderful oneg tonight in the social hall to mark this fantastic occasion. Tonight's oneg is generously sponsored by two music of lovers in their own right, and one wonderful performer for sure, Wendy and Steve Cohen. So thank you very much, and thank you all for being here and singing with us and celebrating this special occasion. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Mindy. Shabbat Shalom. In just a moment, we're going to call you guys, Marcy and Jonathan, to do a short kiddush, and then we're going to do some klezmer singing and maybe dancing.
Yeah, get ready for
We're just letting it all go tonight.
Yep.
I want to just take one moment to reiterate something that is, I think, really like a magical thing. The number of talented, soulful musicians that we have within our congregation that can put a program like this together. We are so lucky, and so thankful to Gail for pulling everyone together and kind of being the heartbeat of all of it, because it makes our worship something that is unique and really beautiful. So I'm feeling grateful. I know you are as well. And we're going to invite Marcy and Jonathan to lead Kiddush for us, which you can find on the next slide, and then we'll sing.
Okay. The congregation sounds so wonderful. Would you all come back next week too, please? She's afraid. We should pay you for that, though.
Sure, we'll do a quick moti also. Thank you, Angela. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
melech haolam, hotzi lachem min haaretz.
We'll grab some of that in a moment, but first.
Let's sing. Hava, nekila, hava, nekila, hava, nekila, famous maha. Hava, nekila, hava, nekila, hava, nekila, famous maha. Hava, niranana, hava, niranana, hava, niranana, famous maha. Hava, niranana, hava, niranana, hava, niranana, famous maha. Okay, get ready for the Mayim.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. That concludes our service. Please join us for our